We're thankful for you. Premier Heating and Air is thankful for you and now offering a $2,000 rebate on a new system, plus a $2,000 tax credit on qualifying systems. Call Premier Heating and Air today or log on to premierishere.com and experience a Premier difference today. No service call fees with repairs. For a 99-cent Premier Club membership has awesome perks, including no service call fee with repairs. Get details today from Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company.
I will say we had a good turnout at our Pints for Polio last week. Thank you for all that were able to come. We had about 20 to 25 show up for that. That was good. I haven't got the totals yet on that, and I'll get those to you. And then on the table, you have a sign up for our bell ringing, which I believe is December 13th, Saturday, December 13th. That is not the SEC Championship weekend. That is Army-Navy weekend. So we have the Casa tree to pick up gifts to buy for our student that we're doing Christmas for. And then we also have a sign up for the Joint Civic Project, which will be the week after next. We're looking forward to doing that again. That'll be about, I think, our 5th year of doing that. We'll partner together with the other civic clubs in town and provide food boxes and sort cans with the Salvation Army that day. That'll be out at Sotan Fairgrounds. And then one thing I told you that I was going to bring forward is we do have a speaker for the Joint Civic Luncheon. And this year, our speaker for the Joint Civic Luncheon is going to be Rich McKay, who is the CEO of the Atlanta Falcons. He will be our speaker for Joint Civic. So we will have him here with us in March for that. And at this time, I'm going to let Mr. Bob come up and introduce our speaker for today. Thank you, Mr. Bob.
Hey, yes, sir. Well, thank you, Patrick. Good to be here today with friends from Warner Robins, Dan Rhodes, who's CEO of Museum Foundation, and Gwen Davis, who is, when you want something done, you call Gwen. And so Dan lives in Perry with his wife Michelle and daughter Ivy. And they're engaged in that community. I want to, before I introduce him further, I want to comment on James Deal is here videoing this for TV 35. And his mission started a year or two ago is the City of Hope. So when all this cold weather that we'll probably get, and we had last year, hits some of these people that are homeless, his mission is to find them warm places to stay during that worst time of the weather. And so it's one of my favorite missions right now, and I plan to contribute to that again this year. Thank you, James. So Dan has been with the Museum of Aviation and the 21st Century Partnership since retiring from the Air Force. And in a nutshell, what he does is work to save the base. And he has been successful in his time. There were some people before him that was successful in critical times to save the base from closure or reducing the missions and thus reducing the workforce. But that's the biggest economic generator for Middle Georgia. And so you can see that this is a very important program to keep the base at as high a level as we can. Some of the mission has changed from flying squadrons to things like computer stuff with AI, and that's important to the new Air Force and keeping it going and making it what it needs to be. So without further ado, introduce Dan Rhodes, a friend from Warren Robins.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much. Normally, I'm a walker and talker, and now I have a camera tying me down into one space, so that's going to be amazing. Congratulations, ma'am, on your recent win to City Council, so that's awesome to hear. I appreciate everybody coming out to listen to me today. I promise I am not going to take a huge amount of time with the slides. I have quite a few of them, but I've been given 15 minutes, and I will try and stay within the hour time frame that I'll take. No, just kidding. All right, so what is going on at the Museum of Aviation? Well, I'm not going to hold the lead to the end. I'm going to pull it off right out the gate and talk about one of the cool things that we have happening right now. This is called the GEAR Lab. It's the Georgia Engineering, Artificial Intelligence, and Robotic Lab at the Museum of Aviation. So that's where the lab's going to be located. It's a 30-seat classroom to try and teach kids about artificial intelligence. So this is the way we're going to do this as a program overall is to teach kids from kindergarten through high school about STEM engineering, how artificial intelligence plays into that, the robotics and automation, that all of that is driven. That's impacting every one of our businesses, certainly big for the military base with the new missions that we have out there. And as I was driving in, of course, passed by quite a few tractors out there. Guess what? They're being driven by AI as well. They have automation, a lot of software on those systems. So all of that ultimately is going to feed into that. So this space, so what's different about building a new classroom? We've got classrooms all over the place. We have a company that is installing a $100,000 AI server in that space so that we will have direct access on site of artificial intelligence, large language models that we'll be able to get the kids excited about. That is pretty cool. Sigma Defense, and they're located, their headquarters is in Perry, Georgia. And it's amazing. That's where they started out, and they've continued to stay there. They're expanding in Perry. They got about 800 employees worldwide that support their mission. The piece to that is pretty neat in my mind is that if we can build a business in our local community, they tend to stay in our local community. So a big component of what we're going to be doing in the GEAR Lab is building entrepreneurship too. If you get the kids excited about the new technology and where it's going to go, they're going to have great ideas, and we can help them and develop them as potential business people or working in other companies that are going to be around there. Another aspect that we plan on doing with this, so it's not just going to be K through 12, also college learners. We are the other biggest component to this that differentiates this from any other lab is that we're partnering with every college and university across our local region, Mercer, Middle Georgia State University, Fort Valley, and Central Georgia Technical College. I welcome others. We just don't have those contacts yet. SCAD is another one that we're bringing on board. So Savannah is very interested in our programming. They're trying to develop AI in art design. So they're very interested in how we will be able to engage in them. So it's not just the sciences in this, it is also art. The way that I've always looked at STEM, a lot of people like to say STEAM. To me, art and the idea of design overarches all of this. You can build the neatest thing on the face of the earth, but if nobody likes it because it's ugly, it's not going to go anywhere. So to me, art is a big component of that. So that's the team that's kind of putting it together right now. They've been doing a great job. Construction is ongoing. So we have raised about $750,000 to get this thing off the ground. That includes the refurbishment costs, the AI server, and the operations over the next year, which is stunning, the support that we've gotten from the community. We can always use additional funds. That's the smile. As you can see on there, we're always looking to make sure that we're partnering with the colleges and universities in the local area. I know you guys have one. I don't have those contacts. I would love to have those contacts. How can we pull in what we're doing locally? Because, oh, by the way, the GEAR Lab is a location. That's a place. The gear program is all across Middle Georgia, all across the state, is what I want to, that's what the vision is for this. We're building the capability, so because we have the server on site, we're going to have the laptops and other equipment to where we can take the programming to the kids in the school districts and actually teach them this on site, feeding back into the server that we have at the museum. So we want to make sure that we're embedding in your school districts here, getting your kids excited about this. This is important. Even if they're a farmer, precision agriculture, in one of our biggest industries in the state of Georgia, agriculture, is something that is really driving forward and is going to be a big component in the future. So let's get the kids excited about it. We also need artists. We're doing some really neat designs inside of here. It's going to be all high-techy, lots of LEDs and flashing lights to get the kids attracted and get their attention in that space. I'm not an artist, nor do I play one on TV. So I would love to be able to get some real artists out there and helping us design the best space we possibly can. So I'd love to get a hologram table. They're really expensive. It's about $100,000, and I don't see that as a need for this space. So I told my team, fine, I'll tell people about it, but I'd have to raise the funds for it. And the biggest piece of that is spread the excitement. So make sure that you're telling other people, yes, we have something new in Middle Georgia that will impact this community as well. We are all in this together, all one, and helping each other out. So this is really exciting. If you're interested, there's a QR code up on the screen that you can scan to pull up some more information on the site. We put a lot of data up there, especially for our TV viewers. You should be able to get a hold of that link and see what's up. So just a little bit about the history side of things. We are in fact a museum. That is our primary purpose. So I wanted to kick it off with the Gear Lab, but let's go into some of the cool stuff that we've had going on. I'll let you guys read it. The big ones on there to me that is really exciting is the C-47 fuselage. So that system actually flew in D-Day. And when we got it, we didn't realize this. We rescued it from Alaska, brought it back down to the museum, and we started to tear it apart and take a look at it. It actually has bullet holes that have been patched over. So it's either from D-Day or Operation Market Garden. They're actually damaged, and we know it got damaged in D-Day, so we're thinking that's probably the case, but that is pretty cool. So we're planning on really leaning into that. F-117 rebuild is going really well, and it shouldn't be too much longer. I don't have a date, but it shouldn't be too much longer. We'll get that out for display as well. Pretty cool. And that installation of the new photo murals, that's actually done. So let me just talk about that real quick. Right now, the government shutdown is, of course, impacting us. The museum itself, as a federal organization, is shut down. So unfortunately, right now, we can't accept guests. But the foundation side is continuing to operate on a day-to-day basis. All of our programming is still occurring as best as we can. Our education side has completely pivoted, so any of the education programming that we had in place that we were going to do at the museum, we've gone to mission partners across the community who have lent us their space to be able to get that done. Isn't that amazing? That has been so cool that we've been able to continue our programming for the kids and make sure that that's getting done. So, yay to our community. All right, some of the things that we're trying to do just to inspire the community. One of the pieces that we are really leaning into, and we have in the past, but we're really talking about it a lot, is the tourism aspect. We drive a lot of tourism. You'll see some of those numbers in just a minute. So if you have ever been in the Middle Georgia Regional Airport, as soon as you walk in the front doors, off to the left-hand side, you have the cafe that's in there, and there's this big, great blank wall. We're going to put some artwork up there. And it's going to say, hey, come to the museum, come to the city of Warner Robins. Absolutely, as we should. But that's going to be able to add a capability that drives to not just making Bibb, but across our whole region. So we should be advocating for all of our communities and talking about the assets that we have. You can see some of the other things that we have on there. As you see, City of Warner Robins, Rigby's, Fort Valley State University and MGA has really stepped up to help us with events. And of course, the intent is to take the museum out across the United States, ultimately. I was just in Monterey, California, talking to the Association of Defense Communities. Was a speaker on a panel there with one of our folks, Karen Ross. We were talking about Family Aviation Day, and there was a lot of interest from the crowd. It's about 500 other communities, members from communities that were there at the event with us. So, yep, we are getting the museum out from behind the fence line and getting it out into your communities, which I love. Events. You guys love the events. Unfortunately, if anybody's seen on Facebook, we just had to cancel. We were going to have a really, really neat holiday market at the museum, but it was going to be on the 14th, and given the government shutdown, there was no way that we could get our vendors a promise that we were going to be open. So a lot of them started looking at other locations. So unfortunately, we had to cancel. Not a worry though. We're going to do a Christmas in the summer type of thing. Makers Market in the summer. So June we'll probably do one. And then we're going to do the next one next year. So we will have a Merry Market in the future. Festival of Trees is coming up. You can see the rest of those, rest of the list there. The new, several of those, anything that has a star is a new event, something that we haven't done before. My favorite is the Top Shot International. We're partnering with the Houston County Sheriff's Office. We're going to go out to their gun range and have a shoot-off. There's too much golf, way too much golf. So we were doing 2 golf tournaments. We're just taking it down to 1 and going to combine the 2 together. Secretary McMahon has been very helpful with us. He does a great job in advocating, so we'll continue to do that one. And we're going to get rid of the golf tournament and turn it into a shooting contest. Seems appropriate for a military base. All right, I'm going to make it faster and funnier. I saw a yawn back there. Marketing and tourism. So that's one thing that I told you that we are absolutely doing. It's pretty amazing when you start looking at the numbers, how much tourism we do bring to the Middle Georgia area. So these are people that are staying in our hotels, eating in our restaurants, and bringing kids to STEM camps. Speaking of which, that's the education numbers. Look at this, the amount of states that come. Those are grandparents that are driving in, bringing their grandkids in, and staying in hotels where their kids are going to a summer camp throughout the week. That's a lot of states we're bringing in. That's a lot of people that we're servicing for this community. Kind of amazing if you start to look at it, and when you start to include the counties in the state of Georgia, it's kind of neat. You can see the number of events that we've had. That's been pretty steady. Discount the last year's numbers, 24. It appears that there was some anomalies in the numbers, and we're trying to resolve that, but that's okay. We're very on par with previous years. That's continuing to increase since COVID. As with everything, everybody was impacted during COVID, so go figure. Here's some of the education activities that we're doing. Some of these are new, really cool stuff. We're leaning into the technology. We're leaning into VR, Arduino kits, just stuff to get our kids really excited about the things that they're going to be doing in the future. Teach them now, get them engaged. So I don't know if any of you have seen the statistics. One of the things that we do really good in the kindergarten through 5th grade is get the kids really excited about STEM, teach them all kinds of new stuff. Then we get them in middle school, and we're trying to prep them for high school. So they learn tests, they learn the basics, but we often drop off that STEM piece. So what we have found is by the time they get to high school, they've forgotten STEM from their K through 5. Yeah, if we can keep them engaged through that 6 through 8 time period, they're really going to get excited about it and continue on. We're going to try to increase the amount of people that we then, on the other side, coming out of high school, are interested in STEM careers. That's ultimately the goal. So our education grants and sponsorships, that's increasing year over year. I am a big proponent of applying for everything. Told the staff, find all of the grants and go after them. The latest one that we've gotten, totally amazing. Peyton Anderson has donated $225,000 to us for the Gear Lab. So we were really, really excited and very appreciative of their support for getting that Gear Lab up and operational. Our education numbers, again, 24 numbers is a little wonky, but everything else looks pretty good. We've had great numbers in 25 for education. That's 45,000 students going through the Museum of Aviation. Just a couple of kids. And you can see the numbers here overall. I think that's it. No, big one. So Gwen, thank you very much for being a part of the Museum of Aviation. Her and her team have developed a new membership program. So it used to be you could become a member of the museum back in the day. And we really thought that was a good idea that it had been dropped over time. A lot of things, come and go. That's just the way of life. So we're bringing that back. So there's an opportunity for people to join as a member to the museum. And you can see on the QR code, we're being much more high-tech in our approach on things. You can sign up and become a member. There are actual membership benefits, and we appreciate everybody that contributes to the museum over time. All right, so I think I've stayed within my 15-minute time period. However, I am open to questions if you guys have any at all. I have a question. How can I support? Yes.
So explain how the balance between the federal side and the foundation side. How
Absolutely.
that works.
So the museum is on federal property, and all of the displays, artifacts, buildings, everything is owned by the federal government. The foundation has received authorization from the Air Force to continue to operate on site, which is absolutely wonderful. I want to keep all my staff fully occupied and supporting. So we've been able to keep them operating, even though the museum itself is closed. We, of course, have taken the opportunity to kind of spruce up some of the areas, put new stuff in, fresh coats of paint on some stuff, those type of things. Staff's been, I would say, busier now with the government shutdown than we've been in a long time. Would you agree, Gwen? Yes. It's been amazing to see how well the staff has come together to support our activities. So yeah, I appreciate that.
And when will your STEM camps be offered again?
Should be coming out in February. Facebook is always the best place to go to check and see what our schedule looks like. We offer classes outside of that as well. And the ribbon cutting for the Gear Lab, we're anticipating going to be April timeframe. So right after that, we'll certainly be offering classes in AI. We're looking at what all that is going to include in the future. Because again, it involves engineering, robotics, artificial intelligence, all the things that are involved in that with an underlying piece of software and cybersecurity. All things that everybody absolutely needs for the future. What is insane, I've talked to several businesses and met with them on what we were doing, and including a bank. I will not name the bank. They are wonderful people, and I do not want to dime them out, but they aren't using any technology to support their banking services. They have an app for their customers, but that was it. And when I started showing them the things that they could do, whether it's from a legislative concern or being able to review spreadsheets to identify what is going to be a risk to the bank on loans and things like that, are like, oh wow. So there are great opportunities there. So one of the things that we're going to be offering for businesses is to, hey, come out and see how your business can benefit from artificial intelligence. And if you're so inclined, come out and train your folks on how to use AI. How many people in this room use ChatGPT on a daily basis? That's actually pretty good. I'm very impressed to see that. If you're not using ChatGPT, you really got to pick it up. It is way cool. I wouldn't go as far as, I know several people associated with me in life that go to ChatGPT to make life decisions. I don't know that I would quite go there. But it does provide good advice oftentimes. You just have to take everything with a grain of salt. But it does amazing stuff. And that's just one aspect of it. I used it for a set of briefing slides that I did on leadership just recently. And I had AI go through and make all the graphics for every one of my slides. Did a great job. Absolutely loved it. I hate it for our artists. But it's not something that I would have gone to an artist and had that somebody paid for it. I'd just stolen off the internet anyway. Swings and roundabouts, as the British say. I think it's a great asset. If you haven't used it, you should give it a try. And that's only one, so that's a large language model. The new systems that we're going to be looking at is what they call agentic systems. They're agents, so they look specifically at a very targeted type of thing. The technology is moving so rapidly, I can't even tell you where it's going to be in 2 years. Can't even tell you where it's going to be a year from now. And experts are saying the exact same thing. So it's neat technology. I would certainly learn about it. And if it has application for your businesses, certainly take a look at it and see how that works. Yes, ma'am.
So Middle Georgia State University has the first AI degree.
They
So
do.
Are you going to be partnering with them to
Already
utilize
do.
that to help train?
Already do. I've been working with Dr. Alex Kohang for a long time. He's the Dean of the School of Computing. Dr. Kwok is one of our partners. We actually have a signed partnership agreement with Middle Georgia State Universities. They've been a fantastic teammate in developing this. So we have an advisory committee of the colleges and universities who are helping us to define what we need to be including in that space. Again, that is one of the best benefits of the Gear Lab that I've seen. So I talked to a previous Air Force official, Dr. Will Roper, and if anybody knows that name, well, I'd be surprised, but as a geek, I absolutely know the name. He has been a big proponent of technology for years. And when I told him what we were doing, he stopped, and his jaw dropped. I've never seen this man emotional. He goes, I don't think anybody else is doing that. And the two key components of that is that we're building the server on site, so we have direct access to large language models and we can have them taught the way we want them taught. And we're partnering with colleges and universities across the region. They have an input into it. They're going to be teaching the classes in that space, and they're going to be able to access our server from their spot. So I asked Middle Georgia State University, they have a new AI program. Awesome. Do you guys have an AI server? Yeah, we just built one. Oh, how much have you spent on that? About $10,000. Ours is $100,000, and it's small. So you can see that is really neat. As we combine together, that they will have another asset that they will be able to utilize. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
And perhaps they would like to hear about the mission class, which is always a great opportunity for companies to bring their staff and do some sort of camaraderie thing together.
And you've been doing a good job in saying that, just right there. Absolutely. Mission Quest is a great asset we have out there. It's a team, you can do team building exercises. We actually have the cockpits on site. It's all software driven. They all fly together, so you could have up to, I believe it's 8 cockpits to where you could have 2 people in each cockpit be able to fly a mission together. And I think he begrudgingly does dogfighting missions, but primarily it's trying to fly from one point to another and those type of things. Ultimately, the primary core mission of it is, of course, to teach kids the basics of aviation. But yeah, you can play some fun games in those type of systems too. So, thank you, Gwen.
And the other is you have to tell them how they can help us.
I was about to say that was the first. That was the first question that was asked. Of course, I'm the one that asked it, so there's that. Yes, you can go to our website, museumofaviation.org. You can pull up a lot of the information. The pie, that link is up on there. We're trying to narrow down the vast bevy of donation streams that we had in the past to make it simpler for everybody. And oh, by the way, you can write us a check and stop by. You could come by and support us and be a volunteer. There are so many ways that you guys can help us. Advocate within your community and tell them the great things that we have going on. Come out and visit. That is a help for us. Make sure Gwen stays out of trouble. That's an absolute help for us. Yeah, we appreciate everything that the community does and look forward to supporting you in the future. Any final questions? All right, thank you so much.
It's Truck Month here at Dublin Chevy GMC, and we have all the deals for you. With our best selection ever of Tahoes and Yukons, come pick one out to take home for the holidays. With great deals on both 25 and 26 models, including savings of up to $10,000 off MSRP, now's the time to come pick out the HD or LD of your choice. And hey, if you already have your new truck and you're just looking for something to have fun in, we have savings up to $8,000 off MSRP on new Corvettes, only at Dublin Chevy GMC.